What is imposter syndrome? In my own words, I would say that imposter syndrome is the inability to believe that your success or potential is a direct result of your effort. And what does that sound like? Lies, doubts, uncertainty, fear. Growing a business from the ground up is hard enough. We don't have room for things like imposter syndrome. And yet, last month on YouTube, there was 1.17 million searches of the term imposter syndrome. That is a lot of people that are struggling with this. In this video today, I want to talk about how we can overcome imposter syndrome. And I've got some bad news for you. Imposter syndrome is not just for new coaches or new entrepreneurs. As I continue to scale my business up to multiple six figures, there are different types of imposter syndrome that pop up at each new level in your business. For my brand new coaches out there watching this video today, you don't yet have your first paying clients. Maybe you're working on getting your first couple beta clients. Maybe you're watching my free pricing workshop, which you can click on in the description below. Or maybe you've enrolled in my Become a Coach program and you're going through those first couple steps. Regardless, you're still in this gathering information stage. This is a very important stage. You don't want to claim that you can help people without doing your due diligence first, but imposter syndrome during this stage in your business can be very tricky because it can look like I want to be prepared, but at some point, this preparedness just turns into procrastination. So how do we combat imposter syndrome at this level? I've talked to so many coaches that have been gathering information and in this level in their business for months and even years. And here's the secret. A great coach never really exits this stage of their business. Coaches that are making a couple $1,000s, of course, are still learning, but coaches that are making a couple $100,000 are still learning. And some of the best information that you can focus on as a new coach is smashing the like button on this video if you are struggling with imposter syndrome and are working to overcome it. I really believe that imposter syndrome occurs and keeps me from moving forward when I'm afraid of making mistakes. And this is true for you too. When you are afraid of doing something wrong, it will paralyze you. The freedom comes when we embrace the fact that we are going to make mistakes and we're not going to do everything perfectly. There's a reason that I did a whole video on all of my biggest business fails, and it's okay to make mistakes, even big mistakes. In that video, I talk about one mistake that cost me over $3,000. And I'm not gonna lie, in the moment it was devastating, but when I embrace the fact that I'm not gonna do things perfectly, that I am going to change my mind, that things are gonna happen that are outside of my control, and I'm gonna grow from that, there is so much freedom from imposter syndrome that's able to happen. The faster you grasp that perfect is not the goal, the faster your business will explode. To be honest, I embraced this fairly quickly, and I believe that that's what took my business from 0 to 6 figures in 3 years. That really leads me to the next level in business, and that is taking messy action. And monetarily, this looks like a coach or an entrepreneur who's making 0 to about $5,000 a month. At this point in your business, you're throwing things against the wall and seeing what sticks, what works. Maybe you've pivoted once or twice, you're trying YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, you're just really seeing whatever's gonna help you grow the business. And here's what imposter syndrome sounds like at this level. Wow, you made a lot of money last month. Guess it was just a fluke month. You probably just got really lucky. Oh my gosh, this video is doing really well. Better enjoy it because that's not going to be normal. I can't believe people are actually paying and signing up for your coaching if they only knew what kind of chaos was happening behind the scenes. You don't even have a plan. That is imposter syndrome. You start embracing the mistakes. You start taking messy action and putting yourself out there, and the big, hairy imposter syndrome monster gets inside your head and says, time is gonna run out. You're just getting lucky. Someone's gonna find out that you have no idea what you're doing. So how do we combat imposter syndrome at this level? And this is a really tough one because you are kind of still winging it, right? But something that really, really helped me at this level in my business was investing in mentors and programs that could very clearly take my business to where I wanted it to be. I was super intentional about hiring mentors that had accomplished something very similar that I wanted to accomplish. My first 3 years in business, really, I was constantly investing in programs based on what my business needed at that time. I vetted these coaches and these programs like crazy, and I really believe that this is what helped me grow so fast. I already gave a very small plug for my Become a Coach program earlier in this video, but if you are looking for something like this, if you need a community where it's safe to ask questions and learn from someone who is already where you want to be, this program is for you. And believe me, I know that it's hard and scary when you see the amount that you are investing, but I can tell you from my experience, I have 10x plus all of my investments that I have made into my business. And the truth is, you gotta have skin in the game in order to get the mentorship and the community that's going to lift you up to the next level. I didn't get to where I am today just by free Facebook groups. The next level is 5K to 10K months, and I would summarize this level by saying, congratulations, you've outgrown yourself, and growing pains, especially in small business, are very real, and good problems to have are still problems that you have. At this level, you'll come to the realization that you can't do it all yourself and stay sane. And there's no reason to. There's no award, there's no trophy that goes to the most overworked entrepreneur. This is the level where you start to let go of some of that control. At this level, you start to hire contractors at the very least to help out with social media, marketing. There's like a million different things that you can contract out. I personally hired a social media manager for about 4 or 5 months while I got YouTube off the ground in 2020. Since then, I've also hired a video editor and I've been upgrading as needed there. And then I recently hired a blogger. So now at this level, you're managing people, you're managing your professional relationships, and you're not necessarily spinning more plates, but the plates that you are spinning are also spinning plates. And so dropping them has a much higher consequence. Imposter syndrome can go a couple of different directions here. I mean, you're not slinging stuff against the wall to see what sticks, right? You've got systems, you've got processes, you're much more organized because you are scaling at this point, but comparison at this level can be your biggest killer of joy. When you are at this level of about 6 figures, there's going to be fewer and fewer other online entrepreneurs or other coaches that are within the same niche and industry as you. And so you're pretty much gonna know everyone that's there at that similar level. If you're networking like you should, you've probably met a lot of them or you've at least interacted in some way. People that you once looked up to may not be that far ahead of you anymore, and the comparison trap is a deadly one. It can make you feel so incompetent, which is the last thing you need when you start managing other people. And it's these two worlds colliding that really makes this level so interesting, right? You've got imposter syndrome whispering in your ear that you're not doing it like so-and-so, or you don't look like this entrepreneur or this coach in a similar space, and then you're also managing not only your clients, but also your team members. So how do we combat imposter syndrome at this level? Unsubscribe, unfollow, hiding other entrepreneurs' accounts and posts and whatever, if that is triggering to you as an entrepreneur. And this really is, I would say, more of a short-term solution. It's best if you can get to the root issue of why you are comparing your journey to another entrepreneur's. It is a mindset, a lot of mindset work at this level of 6 figures. You're making good money, but you're scared. it wasn't a lot of pressure when you were just dabbling in this as a side hustle. You weren't really making a lot of money. Now you've built something real that you're very, very proud of, and it's just a lot of pressure and mindset work that happens at this level. Last level that I can speak to personally, and that is the 10K to about 20K a month revenue, and I'll just call it 10K plus for now, but I would summarize this level as crowd control. If you do business correctly, as your sphere of influence grows, so does your revenue. So it's safe to say that as I'm making 10K to 20K months, I'm reaching and influencing more people than I ever have before, which is so exciting and so incredible, but it can also be very overwhelming. At this level, over the last 8 to 9 months, I've really started to encounter more trolls, negative comments, and believe it or not, hostility from other financial coaches. And it's definitely not the majority. That's why I hate to even give them the spotlight and talk about this and highlight it, but I do want to be honest with you guys and help you prepare. Imposter syndrome at this level gets reawakened when real life people are verbalizing your doubts and fears and things that you've kind of put away. It's brought back out when people are commenting and telling you these things and overall just tearing you down. I don't have very thick skin, unfortunately. That's definitely something that I'm working on, but I do have so much support. And so that's something that I keep reminding myself. And I have so many positive comments that come through on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. And I just have to keep reminding myself that these people that reach out and are hostile or negative, they don't have a great business. They don't have a great support system. They don't have positive comments coming to them, and they're just mad. They're just so angry and mad. I guess that this curly-headed chick from the Midwest built a 6-figure business while not compromising who she is. So how do we combat imposter syndrome at this level? If you speak the truth loud and often enough, you're gonna make some enemies, and that's okay. But you can't let it influence you, whether that means leaving certain Facebook groups, blocking people from your channel or your socials, or whatever this looks like for you. You've got to stay above the noise. Crowd control at this level is real, and people are mean online, which is really why I try and strive to focus on my positive and super supportive subscribers, which, by the way, I read and respond to all comments that are left on my videos. And if you're feeling encouraging, if you're a supportive subscriber that I've been talking about and you want to help me overcome imposter syndrome, absolutely leave a comment on today's video. I always appreciate it so much when I get to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.